Good evening. On November 20th, 1998, NASA has launched International Space Station. This is a very huge object that is orbiting around the Earth. And later, this NASA was joined by space agencies from Russia, Japan, European Union, and Canada. Meaning, these five countries America, Canada, European Union, Russia, and Japan they are jointly operating this International Space Station. This is a very huge object, rather a satellite that is orbiting around the Earth, and this is a very huge size, like the size of the football field, very huge one. It is orbiting around, sending information onto the ground. That information is being analyzed, and that is really helpful to the mankind. Today, this particular international space station is very much there in the news because NASA has decided to decommission International Space Station by the year 2031. Meaning, this is going to be in operation till the end of 2030. Later, this is going to be decommissioned. But in fact, when it was launched in the year 1998, the lifespan was predicted for 15 years. But now, so this is going to be doubled. There are so many issues that are coming up, but even then NASA is very much hopeful that it is going to be in operation successfully till the end of 2030, because when it is orbiting around the Earth, like 400 more than 400 kilometers above the Earth's orbit. On one side it is facing the sun, the scorches of the sun, so that there are certain problems. There are certain problems onto the shield. Like this, various problems are coming up. Even then it is going to be operational till 2030. Kindly remember the dates, years: 1998, 2030, 2031, and also remember NASA. Also remember the space agencies of Canada, European Union, Russia, and Japan. Now I would like to show you the points that are related to International Space Station, and kindly have a look at this. Look at this very closely. NASA has announced International Space Station to be officially decommissioned in 2031. Look at this. After dozens of launches since 1998, got the station up and into orbit. Bringing it down will be a feat of its own. The risks are serious if things go wrong. Though it was launched successfully, bringing ISS down is associated with lots of risks, and this is going to be very serious if anything goes wrong. But if you look at this one, NASA plans for decommissioning operation. It will culminate in a fiery plunge into the middle of the Pacific Ocean and a location called Point Nemo. Please remember this one. This is also known as the Spacecraft Graveyard. Kindly remember these names, my dear friends, whether you are preparing for the preliminary examination or main examination. You have to remember these words, and this is considered to be the furthest point from all civilizations. Kindly remember this one. This is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, away from all civilizations, and this is called Point Nemo, otherwise called Spacecraft Graveyard. I want you to remember these words very clearly and carefully. Now, if you look at this, finding Point Nemo will be the final stop in the complex and multi-staged mission to transmission the operations of the ISS to new commercial space stations and to bring the remaining structure safely down to Earth. Obviously, ISS is very much in operation. These functions must be transferred to other agencies, and later the remaining structure should be safely, it should be down to the Earth. Originally planned for 15 years lifespan, ISS is outliving all expectations. It has already been in operation for more than 21 years, and NASA has given go ahead for one more decade, meaning up to 2030 this is going to be in operation, so that this is considered to be doubling its total planned time in orbit. Please remember this one. Though basically it was planned only for a period of 15 years, but the lifespan has been doubled. Very, 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 very important, right? And this ISS, International Space Station, has enabled one giant leap for science and collaboration across mankind, involving 5 different space agencies. I want you to remember what are all these space agencies: America's Space Agency, Russia, Europe, Canada, and Japan. Please remember these points. Clear? And modules and parts of the ISS have been built progressively by many different countries, only coming into contact for the first time in space, meaning till that particular time different space agencies from different countries, they acted and operated independently. For the first time through ISS, different space agencies, they have come together for the first time in the space. Very, 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 very important. Am I clear? So the monumental conglomerate structure now stretches the length of a football field, very huge one. And is it visible to the naked eye? Yes, this is very much visible to the naked eye from the Earth while it completes its 16 daily orbits, meaning it will orbit. ISS is orbiting the Earth 16 times every day, and this is passing 400 kilometers, more than 400 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Clear? Very, very important. And research in the so-called microgravity environment, ISS has yielded breakthroughs in drug discovery, vaccine development, and medical treatment in the last decade, meaning this is very much helpful to the mankind. Apart from that, it also helped to monitor Earth's ecosystems and natural disasters in real time. It is used to test further spacecraft technologies and also to study health effects of long-term space flight for the possibility of future human exploration of the solar system. In the previous classes we have discussed that different countries are planning for human exploration of a solar system, which is very difficult one, but still the designs are on, plan is on, and this ISS is going to, the knowledge we got from ISS is going to serve this particular purpose. Clear? Despite onboard research gaining momentum, NASA has noticed. Now the point is that why NASA wants to decommission ISS. Because NASA noticed signs of infrastructure and components slowing down. For every orbit around the Earth, it is getting scorched. It is getting scorched by solar radiation on one side. Understand the points very clearly. When it is orbiting around the Earth, on one side, it is scorched by solar radiation, and on the other side, it is getting freezed. Very, very, very important, and freezes on the other. Right? Scorched by solar radiation on one side, freezes on the other. These thermal extremes cause cyclic expansion and contraction, which wears the material. So obviously there is a damage, and that is going to be a very serious one. Hence NASA decided to decommission International Space Station. Look at this. Look at this very closely and clearly. Space radiation chars the transparent glass on the solar cells, which are used to power the station. So solar cells will be damaged, and repeated docking and undocking causes a gradual structure degradation, which will ultimately lead to its demise. So this docking and undocking is happened many times, and it is going to continue for a few more years. That is obviously leading to the structural degradation. Apart from that, increase in the space junk also posing unplanned and catastrophic risk of destruction. What is space junk? How is it being created? How difficult it is to this clear it? And that is the reason why there is a huge threat for all the satellites in future. This is what we have discussed in the earlier classes. In the year 2016, a fly-away speck of paint chipped a window, and just last year, ISS crew went into evacuation standby when Russia obliterated a dead satellite with a missile. This one we have discussed last year in the year 2021. That is the reason why I always ask you to read newspaper, so that we will be in touch with all the points on time to time basis. Clear? Despite this, NASA is assessing there is high confidence, and the station will see through the end of 2030. Meaning, even at the current stage, there is a severe and serious threat to International Space Station, but NASA is very much confident that this is going to be in operation up to the year 2030. Clear? And NASA has committed to maintain the station up to 2030. But when it comes to its partners, they are yet to officially sign on, meaning the final decision to deorbit will depend on politics and as much as engineering. Let it be space technology or any other negotiations on the ground, meaning on the earth. So definitely the politics are playing very, very crucial role, and hopefully ISS will be orbiting around the earth up to the year 2030, and in the year 2031 this will be decommissioned successfully, and there will be definitely serious threats, and NASA will try, other organizations will try to minimize these risks and threats. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next session.